Recently, after Obama obliterated Governor Romney, and you know that Karl Rove had his American Crossroads Super PAC, and they spent big bucks on different types of campaigns and so on. He was a failure, of course. So I decided to read up his autobiography, and it was amazing. This man doesn't have an education. He attended four universities, and he has them on his resume. Attended Mason this and University of Utah, but the man never finished anything. He dropped out in the middle of the semester. He dropped out here. He dropped out there, and he doesn't have a degree, not even an associate of arts. And he told somebody that he could have had a degree, but math and foreign language are his stumbling blocks. Well, you just got to get it done, man. So, what kind of consultant is he then? And when you read his history, in high school, his teacher encouraged him to run, and he ran. He had some nice car with nice girls. He met in the gymnasium, he made a speech, and he won this and so on. And he started flirting around with the Republican college sort of groups and so on. And he was also implicated in the Watergate, but of course he wasn't a big time player, so they didn't work to prosecute him. But what I find was very amazing is that as a teenager, he went and used fake identification, went into a Democrat politician's office, get a bunch of his letterheads, and printed some stuff like free women, free drinks, free this, free that, and handed out at concerts and various places. Now that was something that he should have been charged with and put in jail. And then you had the history of the Bush then. I mean, oh yeah, and so on. And he worked with people who win, and they think that I think those people would have won anyway, because if he were that good, everybody worked with him might have won. But some lost, and it looks as if I don't think that he necessarily changed anything, because he doesn't have any principles that he learned, because he doesn't have an education. And what he's trying is unusual things, like lie about this, put up a negative ad about this guy, dig up in his thing and do Donald Trump, like talk about his marriage papers that were drawn up and all kind of irrelevant stuff. And I don't know his religious situation, but if he isn't, a serious Christian, and he's into this Halloween and all this kind of little Wicca and all this kind of voodoo stuff, you can imagine his strategies are straight from hell. So when it's come up against a man of God like Obama, it can't work, because there's only hocus pocus he has. Mesmerizing here, watch him in his eyes and see if you could reach down into his retina and burn it with your sight and all that stupidness. I don't understand how he could have gotten so far now as a high-paid consultant. I mean, he doesn't have an education, man. And this is the problem, I think, in America with its education. We shortchange the students, and then we make it happen that people that get visible, important jobs don't have an education. They even haven't gone to that thing that we offer. So this is a disrespect and a disservice to the education. We should let people who get big positions and being paid big bucks be qualified. I mean, I don't want to talk about Zuckerberg and the other guys that, with the ideas and so on. The other guys finished school and they were doing other, graduate work and so on. He dropped out in the first year and all this kind of stuff. I mean, it shouldn't happen like that, because Americans generally are decent and law-abiding people. Anytime somebody come outside the law, you could always get up. But we want people to follow the law, do the things that we expect, get an education, stay out of jail, stay out of trouble, and get up. Not go to jail and tell the government how you're good, and you'll be good, and give me a break and all this stuff. You know what I mean? I've been in rehab and everything is good now. You know what I mean? So this Karl Rove, basically, I mean, I admonish people to read his autobiography and see if that's the kind of guy that you think would make sense, and you'd want to direct you how to run your life.